as you all know, no, the fight between the dollar and the cedi, no, still na coso, I say the last quarter, cedi no, any dollar no still na or more cost. Now, I was only since 2022, the government, both the NPP and the NDC, want to pump about $7.4 billion into a year forex nimu ama. No so boaka krama cedi no enya sa hodin ayehui. Yes, some months ago, I think last 2 months as the same, you say dollar no start say nya hodin over the cedi. But see I no ka say there a lot has been done by BOG and the finance ministry now. Amma say see yes, you remember update as at now. See I ka say den and na Bank of Ghana and any finance ministry no more year and then and the kind of effect enya ewo year the cedi no any dollar ne so enti ye beko yanim na ye the update no do na the abroad na Imani Ghana president and founder Franklin Kujo the write up aba I mean the updates any breakdown a war dollar ne so asset now the cedi no injection ye asset now any the amounts, any the impact. And here, that is what we have on our screen. Here, Franklin Kujo, Imani Ghana president, and or the other two screens. And I'll say the city's quiet struggle in Ghana's forex stability built to last. That's a question. The Ghana's forex stability, the impact, and I said the effort are BOG and the finance ministry, is it built to last? Is it something that is going to last? That is the question. Imani Ghana, CEO and the presidents are posting out there. Now let's go and then we read and give you the update. Also, according to the IMF data tracked by Joy News Research, the Bank of Ghana, BOG, has injected about $7.4 billion into the foreign exchange market to stabilize the cedi since 2022. It's a huge effort, and in fairness, it has worked in the short term, but beneath the calm lies a more difficult question. Is Ghana sustainably managing its forex? Yes, and from a year IMF data, I track Bank of Ghana or more injected $7.4 billion into Ghana's forex. Now, yes, it's a good effort. Now the last question lies down beneath this effort. Ebisa say, is it sustainable? Is it something that is going to last? Also, these interventions have acted as shock absorbers, selling dollars to cool demand and smooth volatility. But every dollar sold is a dollar that leaves the reserves unless it's replenished through exports or capital inflows. And Ghana's main inflows, gold, oil, and cocoa, remain vulnerable to price and production shocks. Yes, or say side interventions here, dollar ba kubia ye be trade no say young as dollars it is leaving our coffers, it is leaving us. And is it sustainable? How do we bring them back? Bringing those dollars that are leaving us back. It is through our gold, our oil, and then our cocoa. And also say any prices no a war market no, and then because say ne only $15, and I say what the emphasis say $7 and I say $1 million echo out. Say in your gold near see are we going to get the same value $1 million back to replenish what went out? That is a very big question that is posing. Also, the current stability rests on a shaky base. Ghana still faces familiar vulnerabilities, a narrow export base. Yes, so this and some accounts say about our gold oil. You to me and back dollars they echo out no and no as your minerals no is vulnerable to the prices on the market and who and or they mine. So I say a narrow export base. Gold, oil, and cocoa dominate export earnings. When any of these stumbles, the cedi feels it immediately. Limited reserves and that developed FX market. The central bank's reserves can smooth short-term pressure but not absorb long shocks. Now, High external debt and forex repayment needs. Although the debt restructuring brought relief, Ghana still spends significant foreign exchange on interest payments. Shallow export value chains. Ghana earns little from processing its own raw commodities, limiting FX retained per unit of exports. So this talks about, the shortfalls that we have. The processes, and I say acquire a bit me so enya back. The forex, the dollars are the quabontin, acquire a fast one. You bet me enya ne back. And some of them that we have to even use a year dollars ye be ne kotua a bit to say yakobobosia interest also, and as amount itself, yes, you pay in dollars. Interest now also no. We need extra dollars to make a year those payments any so a lot. And Imani Ghana Edi Abba shallow exports value chains. We earn little. Niema the quabontin exports no kakra bi na free so because there is no value that is added to those materials. Raw materials na enya no raw ne sa na de ko enti ebeba no na eka ne abo. Sometimes even how to even package unprocessed raw materials no to export it no yebe we kra na yes abo ka mfaso kakra bi na yebenya ewo so yes enti I'll say there is critical distinction between stabilization and reform. Selling dollars is a firefighting tool. Reforming the economic's foreign exchange structure is a rebuilding effort. True reform would mean diversifying exports, improving repatriation of export proceeds, attracting more stable FDI, and building clear rules around FX intervention. Yes, there is a difference between stabilization and reform. Yes, stabilization there, we are doing all these things we are doing is just to stabilize the city. But for you to reform, and no any ejuma kese na ewo mu no, yes, enti eno eho ensem eno oka no. So true reform would mean diversifying efforts. Yes, you have to make changes in your exports. And yes, no, you have to make appropriate changes. Raw materials, you have to add value to it. And no any assemble or the abba. Yes, improving repatriation of exports proceeds. And yes, you can buy yasanso this kind of abonting. No, we should be able to keep it for some time. And yes, buy then we'll be spending and no and so any assemble or the buy and also attracting more stable FDI and building clear rules around FX intervention. And see rules no all set here. You have to be very clear. You see, Nansia BOG intervention of the Abano trading about $300,000 every week or so. You have to be very clear because now the end is that, and I say they are looking at the dollar's behavior in the market. And no ebetimiama a significant change in the amount of dollars they are trading every week. We'll talk about that for you. And so you have to be clear in your interventions, your rules, and I say your policies are what set to reform the city. You have to be very clear. And yes, and they say it's another different story. Your stories has to be, and I say it has to be very straight. I'll say the IMF's latest guidance even calls on BOG to reduce its footprint in the foreign exchange market. Until that happens, Ghana will keep returning to the same cycle: volatility, intervention, temporary calm, renewed pressure, and all that. And yes, volatility. Corner intervention. Bank of Ghana, they will inject some dollars into it, and then temporary. Now after they see stabilize kakra, then another pressure will mount. That is what Imani Ghana CEO president or D2. What happens if the commodity cushion fails? The recent strength of the gold prices has been good. But what if gold exports fall or cocoa production declines again? A dip in commodity inflows will quickly drain reserves, weaken the cedi, and force higher local prices. That is why 7.4 billion should be treated as breathing space, not a safety net. It's the window for real work. Yes. And I'll say what happens? At the end of the day, say gold aye ton any cocoa production a forma because and also be another way a gold board in himself production and I say almost sales and as almost exports and I say what they are generating from gold. Eddie cushion a year cedi normal etimene a year dollar no etimi ejina. Na say what happens? Say ba forma a be high you understand? And it's and on a chest as 7.4 billion now. Yeah, they are shame no. It's just a breathing space. It is just giving us a space to breathe. As at 2022, air bar basis the same rate. That was some of the reasons why we saw a significant rise in the CD. And it is one of the reasons why yenya breathing space, but it is not a safety net. There is a window for the real work to be done. We have to tackle it to have a reform with the city, not a choir ebe faso ebe stabilizing. And this is what a year, yes, Franklin Kujo. On our screens, Bank of Ghana commences FX intermediation program, plans to sell up to 1.15 billion in October. And they are going to do 300,000 every week. And I say sometimes every 2 weeks. You're here within October, so 4 weeks. 300,000 be our amounts to about 1.2 billion US dollars. And so within October, now this is the amount of money that the Bank of Ghana is trying to inject. I mean dollars. Obabe injected. It is going to be some kind of an auction sales for licensed banks to come under the auction and then buy these amounts. On our screens, some of Ghanaians or more reactions are more about. I see apart from injecting 7.4 billion US dollars, the government should be commended for maintaining fiscal discipline. Yes, these are short-term measures, but you should know that the government is very young. The government is very young. Its policies will begin to bear fruit from a year next year. So that is from J. Gomda. On also the reaction or the ABBA, trying to commend the government for a year 7.4 billion. It is in the short term. Now, Kafui Dogba. Or say, please state the figures used between 7th January 2025 and the present year date. Yes, and it is the present dates from January up to October. They've been using most of the year gold reserves, no. And I say the amounts that we get from a year gold, no, from gold board, no, most of them are being injected into a year forex. Said a very stable a year. Cedi as against the dollar. And yes, the Bank of Ghana, as of now, Omushia, the leaders or the CEOs and as a bank owners in Ghana, and any omudin commodity 2 says dollars no ebe common sir. They should make sure say omu distribution. They make sure say people who are dealing internationally, their businesses, they are purchasing from a year overseas. Omo toniema kraniema edeba no omo betimi try na omo abo omo said I mean the dollar can be used effectively ni rotation and volatility no e betimi aye kama said we can have a stable CD as against the dollar. Yes, so this is from a BOG.